Hey, little brother, looks like we're back in business. Well, Frank, it's a dirty job, but somebody's got to do it. Hold on to your hats, vintage toy lovers. Kenner Hardy Boys are up next. Hello, vintage toy lovers and children at heart. Welcome to another edition of Tales from the Sharricane's Toyroom. This week, the Hardy Boys action figures from Kenner. A little background before we get started. The Hardy Boys was a television series based on the popular book series and starring Parker Stevenson and Sean Cassidy. And it was out from 1977 to 1979. 2.5 seasons, technically 3, but I don't believe third season was a full season. The very first season alternated time slots with the Nancy Drew mysteries. And the second season had just the Hardy Boys with Nancy Drew making guest appearances from time to time. And the third season did not have those at all, and they changed the format of that when the Hardy Boys went to work for the Justice Department. And that didn't really fly over as well with fans as the original mysteries with their father and Nancy Drew and their exploits in those. So they starred both Sean and Parker. Sean was also a musician, son of Shirley Jones and brother of David Cassidy. And I am a major Sean Cassidy fan. I did not watch this series in the 70s, however. It came on Sunday nights at 7 o'clock, right before the $6 Million Man on ABC. And I was not a fan at that time. I did know his hit single, That's Rock and Roll, because when I was in the 6th grade, we did a baton routine to that song. But that was pretty much all I knew about Sean at that time. I didn't really get into him until 1999. Now, you will notice that there are 2 figures of Sean and 1 figure of Parker. There's a reason for that. First of all, the Parker figure came out first because there was an issue with the Sean figure. The prototype wasn't exactly what they were looking for, and I've heard rumors that it wasn't exactly to Sean's liking either. Don't know how true that is, but it looked quite different than the ones you see here. I will show a photo of that at the end of this video. And number 2, Kenner, for some strange reason, and maybe some of you can help me out with this one, like to do variants. For instance, their Bionic Woman doll has both blue and brown eyes. Now, Lindsay Wagner's eyes are blue, and I'll get into that when I review that figure. But they sold them with both brown eyes and blue eyes. And it seems that they did the same thing with the Hardy Boys figures with Sean, marketed the blonde hair and the brown hair one. The brown hair is more common. It's featured in the commercial that I will put a link to in the comments below. Personally, I like the blonde one better, which is why that's the one you saw in the preview. And it's very interesting as well that they marketed these things as action figures. Now, they're clearly 12-inch dolls, kind of Ken-like figures. Kenner Star Wars also had 12-inch figures, and you will occasionally, and you need to be careful of this if you're in the market for these things, you will occasionally see a Luke Skywalker doll dressed as the Sean figure, and someone will say it's a prototype. Most likely that will not be the case. It will most likely be a Luke Skywalker figure in Sean Cassidy's clothing that you will see marketed as the prototype, so don't be fooled by that. I actually had an argument with somebody on eBay about that very same thing. Anyway, and their claim to fame, or their marketable feature, and again, these are dolls. They're not really action figures, and in the commercial you will see these little boys playing with them like action figures. And I promise you that because these guys were teenage heartthrobs and in every teen magazine known to man during that time, girls bought these things, not boys. And if they got their brothers to play with them, okay. But I promise you that, little girls were the ones that were buying these things, not boys. Many Christmas presents, I'm sure, were Sean Cassidy dolls underneath the tree. Anyway, so their action feature, as I was saying, they were code breakers. Now, Frank Hardy here has a backpack with a pull up like that, and that's the code breaker. And then Joe Hardy, Sean's figure, his guitar slid like that and also had the code breaker. And the code breaker is red. So when you write things, these things came with red and blue pencils in the box. And when you write something in red and show it behind red, you're not going to see it. But if you write something in blue and show it behind red, you will see it. So that was the idea of the code. I'll demonstrate. Okay, right here, I have something written in code. And the letters are S, P, H, Z, A, Q, U, B, N. Okay? If I take Frank's backpack here, and I'm going to try to do this as best I can so you can see it. Don't know how well this is going to show up. I'm going to try my best. You can see the letter S. You can't see the P. You can see the H. You can't see the Z. You can see the A. You can't see the Q. You can see the U. You can't see the B. And you can see the N. So you can see S-H-A-U-N. And I wrote out Sean's name in code. So that was the thing that, you could play, that they're solving mysteries. And, and you could see this demonstrated at the end in the commercial. Yes, and these were a lot of fun. I would bring these to my daycare center when I used to work in after school, and they would play Sean Cassidy concert, which was really funny. Complete with paparazzi. I'd have kids taking pretend pictures with their little toy cameras and everything. It was a real kick. It was funny. So yeah, that's the Hardy Boys figures. And little known trivia for you Sean fans out there. Sean, as I said, was a musician. He is now a writer-producer for television. But back in the day, he was a teen heartthrob. And he released a song called A Star Beyond Time in 1979. A Star Beyond Time instrumental is the theme from Star Trek: The Motion Picture. But Sean had lyrics to his version, and it was sold as a separate 45. Yeah. So I would love to know, did you own these figures? Did you watch the Hardy Boys, or did you read the books? Did you make your brothers play with you if you were a girl playing with these things? I would love to know all of this. So please comment, like, and subscribe, and tell your friends about Tales from the Sharricane's Toy Room. Next week, I will feature another Kenner product, Hugo, Man of 1,000 Faces. And if you can be anything in this world, ladies and gentlemen, please be kind. See you next week. Bye-bye.